Hello, folks, and welcome to this Monday's episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde. Sorry for the delay on getting you guys a video. It's been a crazy last couple days with family and friends, but I am back, just like the Bears, who are 2-0 this preseason so far, coming off their 27-11 win against the Seattle Seahawks this past Thursday. A lot of big wins for the Chicago Bears, not just the fact that they won the game, but got plenty of updates for you guys, including Roquan Smith, so stay tuned for that. I'm sure you guys have heard, but there's more detail to it, so good to hear on that. But the wins of today, Roquan Smith will be playing for the Chicago Bears this year. The Bears are 2-0 in the preseason so far. I don't care if you say it's just preseason. Preseason is when you find out if your team's actually going to be decent or not, and the Bears look pretty darn good so far. Offense is cooking, especially Cole Kmet. Stay tuned for that. We could have the best up-and-coming secondary in the NFL, especially after this past weekend. So that's another win. And again, Roquan Smith is playing this season. That's a win in itself. Super excited about that. The Teven Jenkins trade rumors are also swirling a little bit. We'll clear that up for you guys. But before we hit on more, we'd like to thank today's sponsor, BetStamp. BetStamp is a mobile and web-based platform in the sports betting space, built for people looking to take sports betting seriously. BetStamp solves the problems serious sports bettors face on a daily basis by providing them information and tools they need to succeed, such as tracking their record, seeing the best odds across sportsbook within their state or region, and interacting with other top bettors to see how they make their moves. Download today on the Google or App Store, or use your own web browser. Use referral code JSHY, that's JAYCHI, to get in on the action when you sign up. And make sure to follow me, Chicago Nick. Use code JAYCHI, that's JSHY, and follow me, Chicago Nick, to keep up with my bets. Not doing too bad so far. Had a little bit of a rough weekend, but thanks to BetStamp's analytics, it makes everything so much easier of where to find the best odds per sportsbook and win the most money. So stay tuned for that. But let's start with the Roquan Smith situation. I'm wearing my Roquan Smith jersey today because of that. Came in the mail. Ironically, last week when the day that he requested a trade, but I am wearing it with pride today because he will be playing for the team this upcoming season. But the Roquan Smith situation, Roquan Smith is, quote, betting on himself, unquote, and going to play the final year of his contract. He said that he's excited to play for the Chicago Bears, continue to play for the Chicago land area, and also what it's going to mean for his career. He knows he's worth money. There is no doubt about that. But also this gives him time to get an agent, and also it could show that he's really worth $20+ million if he has an absolute monster year. And the Tampa 2 defense that Matt Eberflus and Alan Williams are bringing into play is very linebacker friendly, especially the outside backers. So Roquan Smith is going to do really great things, but also classy move by Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus, not finding him at all. Like, hey, we know you want to get paid. You deserve to get paid, but at the right time. You still have a year left on your contract. We want to see what you can do. This is our first year with you. Let's see how it goes. I think that everything worked out very well in everyone's favor in this situation, especially Ryan Poles, because it makes Ryan Poles show players and ownership and fans, I am building this team. This is my team. I am not going to be jerked around because the media wants me to do something. I love that about Ryan Poles. I think he did the absolute right thing, not giving Roquan Smith the money now, but he better do it next year. And I hope that also Roquan Smith brings in an agent that he hires in order to best negotiate and make them everybody happy. Because football is not just about money, but when it's these guys' jobs, obviously you guys know, I know, we all like to make money at the end of the day. So that's the Roquan Smith situation. Happy to see him back, especially with the success that we've seen so far. Even without him, this defense can be very scary this upcoming season. Put your comments below of what you think that the defense is going to be ranked this upcoming season. Would love to hear your thoughts and why, especially yours, Ron. Really want to hear yours on that. But let's go to the Seattle game real quick. Obviously, a win is a win. We'd love to talk about that. The Bears are now 2-0 this preseason under Matt Eberflus and the Ryan Poles regime. The Bears won 27-11 this past Thursday night in Seattle. The highlight of it was obviously the offense, 277 total yards, 160 being passing, 117 being rushing, 3.9 yards per play. Not too bad. Struggled a little bit on third down, only converted 4 times on 16, but it is just the preseason. A lot of that was also the second and third stringers, so guys that are just out there. And it really didn't matter at that end of the point because Justin Fields and the first team looked really good. But the offensive line also did a good job today. I'll get into Fields in a second. They only allowed 2 sacks, the offensive line. That's pretty good, especially against Seattle, a tougher defense. You know, the Pete Carroll defensive regime is just always been a powerhouse. But, overall, the Bears offensive line, Teven Jenkins at right guard as well, did very good. Only 2 sacks allowed. Quick shout out also to our backup quarterbacks. I think that that's something that should be talked about more, is that they look sharp in the offense. Luke Getsy is helping all levels, not just Justin Fields, because you never know. Unfortunate things do happen in football. Trick plays do also happen in football. And, Trevor Siemian and Nathan Peterman, they don't look bad by no means. They look good in this offense. I know they're running with the 2s and 3s, but still, it's good to know that the Bears have a lot of depth at important positions, and quarterback being one of them, and they looked really good so far. Just want to give a quick shout out to them, and they're good mentors for Fields. Fields, speaking of him, went 5 for 7 with 39 total yards passing, played only on 10 snaps, so didn't do too bad. He looked really good. He was under pressure a little bit, but they did run the ball a few times while he was out there. But mainly they were passing with him just to see how he did, and comfortable in the offense with some good rollouts, which we'll show in a minute. But overall, nice day by Justin Fields and the team. Let's go to the defense real quick. 324 yards allowed, 228 being passing yards, 96 rushing yards, only allowed 11 points, 4.3 yards per play, only allowed 4 third downs on 19 attempts, total of 3 sacks. Overall, another good game by the defense. They really made it so Seattle had to pass like crazy because they could not run the ball on this defense. And it's only going to get better as the show goes on, and that's without Roquan Smith. Things are getting better in Chicago, guys. I'm telling you, the Bears are going to shock a lot of people this year. That's all I have to say. They are going to be better. And I will say it over and over and over and over and over again. So please stay tuned for that. Please stay tuned for the season. Stay tuned for our episodes. But this season, I'm just excited about. I got that feeling. No one expected 2018 to go as well as it did. I got that feeling like I did. And guess how 2018 went? Pretty darn well. And we actually have a kicker this time. So I'm going to give player of the game real fast. A quick shout out to Isaiah Coulter, a guy fighting for a roster spot, a veteran. He had 3 catches for 39 yards, so 13 yards per catch. But man, he deserves to be on this roster. All I have to say, with the injuries, David Moore going on IR, by the way, he's out for the rest of the season. The Bears need wide receiver help, but they might already have that. Coulter looks really good so far. I don't think he'll be a wide receiver 1, but I'm excited. That's back-to-back preseason games that he's had good games. So not too bad. Fast, smart wide receiver. I really like him. Hats off to him, player of the game. So 27-11 win for the Chicago Bears. Let's go into practice now for this past week. Starting with the offensive line, Larry Borom and Teven Jenkins ran with the 1s the last couple of days. So Borom at left tackle, Jenkins at right guard. And Jenkins admits it's an adjustment, but overall, he's enjoying it so far. He had success in the Seattle game, which he started in. He looked good, obviously had a little bit of tweaks, but it's his first time playing guard in the NFL, really in his entire career. And Jenkins said he wants to be in a position to help this team win as long as he is on the field. And he admits that that's probably going to be at the guard position, which is great. It's good to be humbled. It's good to understand that you want to contribute to this team and look good. But there's a rumor going around. It was on ESPN 1000 a couple days ago. Adam Schefter claims that the Bears could still be shopping around Teven Jenkins, and they're trying to put up his value and put him in the position to make him look good. I don't know if that's true. I mean, that is a pretty legitimate source, but at the same time, why would they be doing that to Jenkins? If Jenkins gets traded, at least try to get a good pick for him. And I wish him the best. I hope he stays in Chicago because he did show flashes at guard. So stay tuned for that. But there is a little trade rumor going around Teven Jenkins. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you follow us on all social. We'll have that posted as soon as it's up. Larry Borom was at left tackle, his main position. He, with the 1s this week at practice, he could be an unreal left tackle of the future. There is no doubt about it. He just needs to fix the little kinks. And it's good to see that the Bears are constantly rotating this offensive line to see who works best with who. And I think they're finally starting to come down to it. I think this upcoming Saturday's game against the Cleveland Browns could be the big indication of what's going down. So that's a little bit on the offensive line. Now, something I want to show you guys, 2 videos I want to show you guys, highlights from this past weekend and Thursday's game against the Seattle Seahawks, is Cole Kmet plus Justin Fields equals fire emoji, because they are cooking together. So In the first video I'm showing you guys right now, you can see Kmet and Fields getting down the field with ease against the Seattle Seahawks. Kmet is also fired up about the play calling. He's working really well with Luke Getsy. And overall, I think that the Chicago Bears are doing a great job with Kmet and how they're handling him so far, especially with putting him into this new play calling. I love the connection too, because in this second video, this is where the magic is happening behind the scenes. The two are putting in work together at Hallis Hall, scoring touchdowns, looking excited, and getting teammates fired up about it. There is nothing more you want from this upcoming season from the Chicago Bears, and they look really good so far. Let's go into Justin Fields. Speaking of that, not only that play with Kmet, but also he looks good with Darnell Mooney. And with the offensive line having growing pains, there is going to be a lot of rollout plays. So as you can see here, Fields goes out of the pocket looking downfield for Mooney. Slow-mo, love that the Bears did this, but with both of them making nice plays with the Fields on the move accuracy and the Mooney extension to score a touchdown, expect that a lot this year because it's with the same results. Let's go quickly to the defensive side of the ball really quick. Want to give you guys a big highlight from yesterday because you might have felt the earth shaking because Tonga and Blackson could be an interception defensive line duo this upcoming season. With Akeem Hicks gone in Tampa Bay, Tonga is the largest defensive lineman on the roster, but also he can move. In this video, you can see that Angelo Blackson tipped it. Tonga, with the athleticism, catches it and runs upfield with it. Watch out. The big man's coming through. Wouldn't want to be in front of that thing, but I'm not on the field. But, hey, I think that everyone is shaking in their boots right now, especially when Aaron Rodgers – sorry about that. When Aaron Rodgers throws a pick to Tonga this year, just absolutely bulldoze over him, man. I can't wait. And then finally, from the defensive back standpoint, as stated before, Kyler Gordon looked good in his first game, played in his first preseason game. He wasn't able to play against the Chiefs, but not a lot of snaps, but, big time movement for him. He looked good out there. He looked comfortable. The injury doesn't seem to be bothering him too much, and expect him to play a lot against the Browns to get a lot of reps in before week 1 against the San Francisco 49ers. So with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. Stay tuned for more updates on the Bears, Cubs, Bulls, Blackhawks, White Sox, and Fire. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and we'll see you guys next time.